Alright, so what's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got another gold gun guide here in Modern Warfare 2, and today we are looking at the battle rifles. Now, these ones I actually found to be some of the easiest ones in the game. They're probably the easiest category in my opinion. However, I've seen a lot of people complain about these and say they're having a hard time with them, so hopefully today's video can help you guys out a little bit. I previously did guides on the melee weapons and the assault rifles. If you want to check them out, there'll be a playlist link down in the description below. I plan to do these videos for every single category in the game, so launchers, snipers, you know, all the hard ones will be coming in the future, probably be the next couple to be honest. Now just before we get into today's video, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I want to try and reach 1.2k subscribers before the end of the month, so we've got about a week to do that and about 8 off. So if you guys are new around here and you enjoy what you see, subscribe to the channel, help me get to that goal before the end of the month. And yeah, with all that out of the way, let's just get right into the tips. So the first thing I want to talk about are some general tips for the battle rifles. Now, I don't know if you guys actually know this. I didn't learn this until I was about done with these guns, but all of the guns in this category can use full auto. So the Lockman 7.62, the SO14, and the F-TAC Recon, they all come as standard as semi-auto, whereas you've got the TAC V, which comes as normal full auto. But all the other ones you can use full auto on. But you've got to bear in mind that once you turn the full auto, it does reduce the damage, especially the headshot multiplier. Now, I'm not sure if this is the case with the TAC V, since, like I said, it's already full auto, but I know for the other three, it reduces your damage, especially that headshot multiplier. I think the Lockman, the F-TAC, can get a one-shot headshot. When it's on full auto, it can't do that. So I personally use full auto on the Lockman and the SO14 all the time. I think they were just easier to use, more fun. They were just better at full auto. With the F-TAC, I personally just swapped in between them. If it was a closer range engagement, I'd use full auto, and plus it's just easier. If it's something that's a longer range, you can control the recoil better as semi-auto. So it's up to you guys, and obviously for the TAC V, that's full auto. I think it is just easier to have full auto. You know, you can sort of just switch your brain off and just use it as opposed to having to spam your trigger finger. Now, it is up to you guys whether you want to use full auto or semi-auto, but that's just the way I see it. So let's move on now to the camo challenges. So the first gun, the Lockman 7.62, you'll need to get 50 kills, 50 ADS kills, 20 mounted kills, and 10 double kills. The SO14 requires 50 kills, 50 ADS kills, 10 double kills, and 30 prone kills. The TAC V requires 50 kills, 15 point blank kills, 15 behind kills, and 20 mounted kills. And finally, the F-TAC Recon requires 50 kills, 10 double kills, 50 suppressor kills, and 30 crouch kills. So just on my easy gold assault rifles video, I'm going to group the categories and talk about the hardest ones. So the first one is the mounted kills. Now, I personally don't have a problem with this. I just slap down deployable cover wherever I feel like, and I'll just sit there and mount. I generally try and deploy the cover where I think people will be coming from. Let's say there's a spawn or something. You just slap it down and mount there. But another way to get these done quite easily, play hardpoint and just sit on the objective, mount on a doorway or a table or a ledge or a window or anything, and just look for where people will be coming from. Just sit on that mount and just shoot people. It's a lot easier than people think. With the double kills, I literally just play aggressively for this. Just rush objectives, and where people will be, they will just come naturally. I think this is definitely something that's going to be better on hardpoint because there's that one objective as opposed to having like the three and the sort of the slower playstyle as well. So I think playing hardpoint is going to make this a lot easier, but just play objective, you'll run into these people. For the prone and crouch kills, prone kills, drop shotting, I don't know why I keep seeing people crawling around the map and crawling to hard points and stuff. It's really funny, but it also doesn't make sense. This is probably the least effective way to get prone kills. Just drop shot people, or if you want to stay prone, go on a hard point, go on a dom flag and just prone somewhere, but please do not crawl around the map. It's not effective. And I mean, crouch kills, that's just a half prone, so yeah, just crouch spam, I guess. Point blank and behind kills, this one's probably the hardest one out of these that I just talked about. Just run at people. Hip firing might help, so when you get to that close range, you can just sort of spray and pray from the hip. If you're having trouble with just running at people and getting the kills, try and flank them. You know, use that stalker playstyle, get the dead silence on, the cold-blooded, the ghost. Flank around, maybe domination would be better for this because that's sort of an easier mode to flank in. You know, just flank around the enemies, come up behind them, and just shoot them in the back. And that'll do both challenges in one, actually. And if you're still having trouble there, go in invasion, go in ground war something, and just flank them in there. I mean, people, I say this all the time, are brain dead in those modes. They just sit there in the towers sniping. They don't listen to the audio. They just sat there in their scopes or whatever. So just run around the outside of the desert or something, especially on Tarak. Just run around where Rust is, like a little bit, and then come up behind the enemy and just shoot them in the back. It's so easy. So those are all the base challenges for the battle rifles. Now, the first one we're going to talk about for the MWII Camos is the gold challenge. Now, this is 3 kills without dying 10 times for all the guns, as it is with everything else. These weapons are built for longer range, so they're basically a little bit of a longer range assault rifle to me. So I personally, if you're struggling with this, would say just try and sit back a bit more, try and pick people off, don't go running around, you're relying on sprint to fire time, don't play these as their SMGs. I think the best way to do this is sort of play a little more relaxed. I would just say don't rush people and don't play aggressively unless you're fully confident with the weapon that you're using and you're confident that you can get the kills. But if you're not, like I said, just maybe play Sentinel style, maybe just, sit back, camp, maybe. I wouldn't sit in the doorway and wait for people to come to you, but maybe utilize the longer ranges, the longer sight lines. Like I said, play to the gun's advantages. It's a longer range class of weapons, so I think doing this is going to help you a lot with that kill streak. And as well, use intel-based equipment and perks and stuff like that. So I think things like your UAVs, your portable radars, even your heartbeat sensor if you want to, counter intel as well, CUAV, ghost, cold-blooded. Basically just any way to assist you in getting kills and not help the enemy in getting kills on you, if that makes sense. So try and hide yourself as much as possible, but at the same time try and get as much intel as you can on the enemy, and you should see this one get done quite easily. So the Platinum Challenge is 25 long shots, and this one has just become 10 times easier because Shoot House was just added in Season 1. So the way I do this, I don't even play Tier 1 for this. I'll go on Shoot House 24/7, I'll sit in the middle and just kill people. It's really, really easy, in my opinion. I can get a plat gun done in 1 or 2 games. Now, I understand that not everyone's going to find it that easy. Now, if Shoot House 24/7 isn't in the game, work on another gun, work on other things that aren't long shots until it comes back, I would say. And let's say you've got nothing else to do, you've done all your goals, you're just on the platinums, you're waiting for the long shots to be done. There are some good maps for long shots. I'd say Farm 18 is a good one that has good long sight lines. I think for me, the 2 best maps for long shots in just regular play are Embassy and Tarak. Tarak I had really good success with. That's a very open, long range map. So going for long shots in this is just a no-brainer, to be honest. And Embassy, that has really, really long sight lines as well, especially that middle lane. That's like 60+ meter range. There's also bits in between where people can come from. There's also the bit on the bridge that looks down the first hard point in the middle of the map. So overall, there's a lot of maps in this game that can help you with long shots. But if you're still struggling, you don't like these places, Invasion or Ground War are going to be your best bet. Because once again, there's a lot of people that aren't very switched on. Plus, a lot of people like to sit down long ranges with snipers and marksman rifles and stuff. So I'd say just challenge them, and that's the best way you get it done. And finally, we have our Polyatomic challenge, which is 25 headshots. This is going to be the same tips with the assault rifles: low zoom, clear sights, low recoil builds, and tier 1 mode, actually. Although it isn't your traditional hardcore, which is very annoying, it still has a reduced amount of health, so it's going to be just as useful as a regular hardcore. I personally don't think I'll be going into tier 1 for this because I personally don't struggle with headshots in this game. I feel I can get them quite easily. But if you are struggling, try out tier 1. If that still isn't working, Invasion, Ground War, and flank people and shoot them in the head. That's a very last resort, though. I think this is something that can be done in 6v6. Even if you just, I don't know, sit on a sideline and just pick people off on head glitches, that could work. Even on Shoot House, actually. If you go down the middle lane and shoot people down off the head glitch, even if you're not going for long shots, that can still be effective because you only really see the head. So that actually might be an effective strategy for headshots in this game as well. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to see more gold gun guides on the channel, they will be coming very soon. But yeah, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.